Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the UWA Softball Complex for today's doubleheader between your UWA Tigers and the Buccaneers of Christian Brothers University. Janet Montgomery on the call today. Here's our starting lineup for West Alabama. On the mound will be Hannah Minyard. Behind the plate, Kelsey Gilliam. Anne-Marie Stanbridge will be at first base. Corey Young at second. Taylor Clegg at third. And LP Trammell at shortstop. In the outfield, left field will be Sarah Fargo. Center field, Mary Grace Sheffield. And right field will be Carly McDaniel. We'll give you the hitting order when the Tigers come to bat in the bottom of the first inning. Minyard on the mound with a record of 2-0 and 29 innings pitched so far this year. A 4.83 earned run average. Tigers come into the game with a record of 11-4, 5-1 in Gulf South Conference play. Batting order for CBU will be Mackenzie Beckel leading off, followed by Kara Alexander and Savannah Crockett. Beckel, a .429 hitter for the Buccaneers. CBU with an overall record of 3-6, 0-3 in conference. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Had some games washed out last weekend. First pitch from Minyard is in there for a called strike. Beautiful day. Sun's out. Very few clouds in the sky. Temperature 72. Great day to come out and catch a doubleheader here on campus if you're in the area. Second pitch from Minyard is in there for a ball. Counts 1-1 now to Beckel. Minyard with the sign. Pitch is in there just a little bit low. So Minyard behind in the count. It's the first batter she faced, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is going to be swung on and ground ball, picked up by Clegg at third base and thrown over to first base to Stanbridge. And that's going to be out number one for the Buccaneers. Kara Alexander, the catcher, is going to be your batter, a .273 average. Has started 4 of the 7 games the Buccaneers have played this year. Right-handed batter, stands in, waits for the pitch from Minyard. That's in there for a strike. Alexander is out of Sterling, Illinois, went to Rock Valley College before transferring in to CBU. Listed as a senior on the lineup. Low and in for ball one from Minyard. Savannah Crockett is on deck. Minyard's pitch is outside for ball two. CBU 0-3 in the conference. Lost all 3 games their opening weekend, Auburn Montgomery, and then was canceled last weekend against Montevallo at home. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Lost all 3 games to rain up in the Memphis area. Therefore, those games did not get played. So they have not played since February 19th. So the 2-2 pitch is going to be a ground ball foul. Gilliam jumps on that, touches it in foul territory. Count's going to remain 2-2 with 1 out here in the top of the first inning at the UWA Softball Complex. A lot of action today on campus once again. We'll run that down as we have time. You got nothing going on. It's a great, great weather day. Can't ask for anything better 2 weekends in a row for great weather for spring sports. The 2-2 pitch, change up. Minyard, one hopper right back at her, is going to toss it over to first base to Stanbridge for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down in top of the first for CBU. Brings up the 3-hole hitter, Savannah Crockett, a .417 hitter on the year. She's got a double and a home run to her credit. Crockett's out of Medina, Tennessee. Also a senior for the Buccaneers. Swings on the first pitch. LP Trammell in the 5-6 hole backhands it, sets her feet, and throws it over to first base for out number 3. So in the top of the first, CBU goes down, 3 up, 3 down. No score here at the UWA softball complex. When we return, Tigers coming to bat, bottom of the first inning. Welcome back to the UWA softball complex. Tigers coming to bat, bottom of the first inning, no score here. Defensively for CBU, Emily Schooler will be on the mound. I'll give you her stats here in a minute. Kira Alexander behind the plate. At first base, Riley Simpson. Second base, Josie Bond. Third base, Ashlyn Smith. And at shortstop, Kira Coolin. Left to right in the outfield, Memory Willingham, Mackenzie Bakel, and Savannah Crockett. Leading off for the Tigers will be catcher Kesley Gilliam, 273 hitter, coming in today's contest. Takes the first pitch just a bit inside. Gilliam, a left-handed slap hitter for the Tigers, is the batter. Schooler on the year 1-2 for the Buccaneers with 13.2 innings pitched and an earned run average of 5.63. Comes in with a strike on the second pitch. Gilliam, Clegg, and Stanbridge are your first 3 batters for the Tigers. Anybody gets on after that, it's going to be LP Trammell, the cleanup hitter. So 1-1 to Gilliam. Gilliam, get her on base. You can look for her to be swiping some bases. Tigers leading base stealer on the year with 20. Second pitch into Gilliam is in for a called ball, a little bit low. Tigers have swiped 48 bases already on the year in just 15 games. So they get on, they like to move them around quickly. The 2-1 pitch is swung on in the 5-6 hole. Shortstop Coolin's going to pick it up. Throw her at first, and she's going to be out on a bang-bang play. Gilliam out at first base on the throw out. From the shortstop, Coulon.
Number 6, Taylor Clegg.
Right-handed hitter, third baseman Taylor Clegg is the batter, a .326 hitter. Stands in with 1 out.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Clegg squares the bunt and pulls back for ball 1. Schooler on the mound here, behind in the count. There's a ball driven in the left center gap. That's going to get all the way to the fence. Clegg's going to round first base. Throw comes into second, and she's going to have a stand-up double for the Tigers. So a 1-out double for Clegg. Gets something going here for the Tigers in the bottom of the first inning. Brings up the Tigers' leading home run hitter, Anne-Marie Stanbridge. 7 bombs on the year for Stanbridge. A couple doubles and a triple to her credit also. Average has been going up since Stanbridge is playing regularly. He's got a .292 average here. So 1 out, 1 on for the Tigers here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch to Stanbridge is low and outside for ball 1. LP Trammell is your on-deck batter. Clegg getting a good lead out there. Clegg 8 for 9 on stolen bases so far this year. Third baseman corner playing up, possibly taking away the bunt. Stanbridge's going to stand in there and swing, and there goes Clegg, and she's got third base swiped. Shortstop tried to make the play coming in behind her, but no go. So that's going to be another stolen base for Clegg on the year, giving her 9. Count to Stanbridge is 2-0 with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. No score. Game just started. First game of today's doubleheader between the two teams. So outside corner strike to Stanbridge. Not what she was looking for. Still ahead in the count 2-1 though. Stanbridge being disciplined, looking for her pitch. Clegg, your runner at third base. There's a pitch high and outside to Stanbridge. That's going to be ball 3. So Schooler quickly behind in the count, 3-1 to Stanbridge. Stanbridge, a freshman out of Helena, Alabama, plays first base for the Tigers. The 3-1 pitch to her is in there for a called strike. Full count now. Stanbridge looks down to Coach DeFeo at third base, gets the sign. Pitch from Schooler is in. Stanbridge hangs tough. Just caught the end of that one. Dribble it over towards the first base dugout to remain alive. Count will remain 3-2. Here's the pitch from Schooler. A swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch on the inside corner. And Stanbridge is going to go down swinging. So that's going to be 2 outs now for the Tigers. LP Trammell, shortstop, 4-hole hitter, hitting .333 for your Tigers. Will be the batter with Clegg, the runner at third base. Base hit's going to score her here. First pitch is in the dirt on the outside for ball 1 to Trammell. LP Trammell, been with the Tigers for a few years. Trammell out of Germantown, Mississippi, by way of Jones Community College. He's ahead in the count, 2-0 now. Schooler trying to be real careful around the plate, not give Trammell anything to hit. Trammell also leads the team with 7 home runs on the year, a couple doubles to her name. She's leading the team in slugging percentage by far. And there's a called pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. So 2-1 the count to Trammell with 2 outs and a runner at third base is where we stand here. Schooler with the sign and the pitch. And that's high enough. It's going to get by the catcher. Here comes Clegg. She's going to run it in. And the catcher dives back in trying to make the play at the plate, but not in time. Not really sure why she didn't flip that to the pitcher covering home. But on the wild pitch, Clegg's going to jog into home, slide in safely. Tigers up 1-0 here without even putting the ball in play by Trammell. So bases cleared with 2 outs. Trammell's got a 3-1 count. See if she can't get something started here again with 2 outs for the Tigers. There to go, ball 4. Pitch was outside to Trammell, bringing up Hannah Minyard, the pitcher. Minyard only hitting 200 so far on the year. She's got 8 hits on the year, and 7 of them are for extra base hits, 3 doubles and 4 home runs to her credit. She's also got 12 RBIs. See if she can't help herself here. Put a few more on the board, make it easy to go back on the mound. As she takes the first pitch down the middle for strike 1. Emily Cowart, the designated player, is on deck as the designated player, and if Minyard is able to continue this inning here, the 0-1 pitch is low for ball 1. So 1-1 to Minyard. Tigers up 1-0, still batting here in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch from Schooler. It's fouled off out of play on the right side by Minyard. So Minyard in the hole now, 1-2. First time today the Tigers have been behind in the count. Emily Schooler checks the dugout for the sign. Stands in. That's going to be strike 3, even though Trammell took off on the pitch. Minyard has struck out. Swinging. So that's going to be third out of the inning here. Bottom of the first inning, your Tigers lead 1-0. CBU comes to bat when we return in the top of the second inning at the UWA softball complex. Welcome back to the UWA softball complex. Looks like there's a very large fire out behind the Student Union building. You can see the smoke, and just kind of made a joke it was our office. So I hope it's not our office here on campus. That wouldn't be a good thing. Tigers leading 1-0 here as CBU comes to bat in the top of the second inning. Memory Willingham, the left fielder, is going to lead it off, followed by Katie Candies and Kira Coulon. Willingham, a .500 hitter, leads CBU at the plate this year. Minyard on the mound, counts 1-1 to Willingham. Willingham, a senior also. Nope, excuse me. Yeah, senior from Saltillo, Mississippi. Looks at ball 2. Willingham with 2 doubles, 3 doubles, and one triple on the year. Lifts that ball in a short left center field. Trammell drop steps. Makes the play over her left shoulder for out number 1. Brings up the designated player, Katie Candies. Candies a .444 hitter. Second leading hitter for CBU. Started in 7 games, played in 8 for CBU. First pitch from Minyard is outside for ball 1. A lot of action today on campus. Baseball also playing CBU in a doubleheader today. And tennis has a doubleheader going on with men's and women's. There's a ball off the fist, and Minyard jumps off the mound. A ball that never got very high, and she's going to make the out for out number 2. Men's and women's tennis started at 11 o'clock this morning at the UWA tennis courts, playing Delta State today. Men's and women's track is on the road at Mississippi College for their first outdoor meet of the season. So Minyard quickly, 2 up, 2 down, brings up Kira Coulon, the shortstop. She swings at the first pitch. The 2-hopper to Corey Young at second base, who throws it over to first for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down, just like that for Minyard. Score remains 1-0 as Tigers come to bat at the UWA softball complex in the bottom of the second inning when we return. We are back here at the UWA Softball Complex. Got some new defense in right field for Christian Brothers. We're not really sure about the number. Gonna have to check on that. Emily Coward is the batter for the Tigers. It's gonna be Coward, Young, and Sheffield in that order. Coward is ahead in the count, 2-0.
I can't read outfield. 6 is in right field, but
So 2-0
6 for 19.
from Schooler. We're still trying to get the defensive change. Umpire indicated a number that's not on the lineup, so we're a little bit confused up here. As Cowart takes ball 3.
Is that the number you're seeing though out in right field is 6? I've got a 5 still in left and a 4 in center.
The 3-0 pitch from Schooler. He's in there for a called strike.
All right, that's what my thing was.
So defensively, we think for them we have Willingham still in left and Bakel in center. We're not really sure who's playing right field. Coward ahead 3-1 now. There's a pitch low and outside for ball 4. So Tigers with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the second inning. As Cowart walks, bringing up Corey Young.
Now on the plate for West Alabama, number 17, Corey Young.
Corey Young, a sophomore from Moundville, Alabama. For the Tigers, it looks like we're going to have a runner. Looks like they're going to put the flex in to run for Cowart. It's going to be Carly McDaniel running at first base for Emily Cowart. McDaniel, the right fielder, listed as the flex on the lineup today. So, still talking to Coach DeFeo here about what we got going on. So Cowart has walked. McDaniel will slide in and be the pinch runner as Cowart is hitting for McDaniel. If you're familiar with softball, McDaniel's listed 10th on the lineup as the flex. She can run for whoever. She's running for Emily Cowart right now. So Tigers got one on and nobody out. Bottom of the second inning, Corey Young is your batter. McDaniel takes off. Good throw by the catcher, but it goes right off the shortstop's glove. McDaniel slides safe into second base. So we're, see what the count is here. 0-1 is the count. That was a strike to Young. So McDaniel at second base. There, Young bunts the ball down to first base. Third baseman picks it up as the second baseman, Bond, was covering for out number 1. That's going to go as a sacrifice for Young. McDaniel on the play.
Now the way for West Alabama,
It's going to be at third base on that sacrifice. Brings up Mary Grace Sheffield with 1 out and a runner on third base for the Tigers. So Tigers got something going here. In the bottom of the second inning, leading 1-0 in game 1 of today's doubleheader. Sheffield squares to bunt, pulls back. That's going to be ball 1 to Sheffield. Pitch must be just a little low. So Sheffield ahead in the count, 1-0. Sarah Fargo on deck for the Tigers. Left fielder today. That ball's in the dirt for ball 2. So Carly McDaniel is going to be given a stolen base. Second base. It's going to be McDaniel's 3rd stolen base on the year. So the 2-0 pitch to Sheffield from Schooler. She squares the bunt, pops it up. It's going to hit the netting. back behind the plate for strike one. Sheffield trying to lay down a little drag bunt, not totally give it away. Corners for the Bucks, playing in just a little bit. Looking to take away that opportunity. Looking for another out without giving up another run. The 2-1 pitch to Sheffield is low and in the dirt for ball 3. So Schooler continues to pitch behind in the count today to the Tigers. Sheffield, one sacrifice so far on the year. Could be a situation where we have a suicide squeeze. Nope, she's just going to tap it. Slaps her right back to Schooler for out number 2. Sheffield pulled her bunt back and tried to tap it, but hit a line drive right off the bat. No effort really for Schooler as it popped right back to her. Easy play. McDaniel was able to hustle back to third base with no play.
West Alabama, number 8, Sarah Fargo.
So Tigers not able to capitalize so far. 2 outs. McDaniel on third base. Fargo, left-handed hitter, stands in. Fargo's only had 3 at-bats so far this year. Playing left field today because Minyard is on the mound. Fargo's out of Wellington, Florida, freshman for the Tigers. She's behind the count, 0-1. Make that 0-2. So 2 quick pitches in for strikes. And Fargo's behind. Still looking for her first collegiate hit. Couldn't come at a better time right now. Base hit's going to score a run for the Tigers. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Fargo. Outside for ball 1. Notice Fargo has that unorthodox grip on the bat. Hands are just separated. See more and more players doing that all the time. Still a long way back for Fargo. Behind in the count, 1-2 with 2 outs and a runner at third. She taps that one foul. Count's going to remain 1-2. Fargo, a little slap hitter from the left-hand side is what we're seeing so far from her. Fargo able to get on. It's going to bring back the top of the order. Kelsey Gilliam. Schooler checks the dugout for the sign. Taking a little long to get in here. So here's the 1-2 pitch from Schooler. High and inside, almost catches the hands of Fargo. Fargo hanging tough, 2-2 now with 2 outs. I'm not sure, but it might be bring your pet to the ballpark today. There are dogs everywhere out here, despite the fact that the sign says no pets as you come in. Not really sure where the disconnect is there. I guess people just don't think that applies to them. We have dogs in the stands, dogs in the outfield, dogs along the third base line, dogs everywhere. I guess I missed bark at the park announcement. I sure would have brought my cat Milo. He wouldn't do well here. 2-2 the count to Fargo with 2 outs. Carly McDaniel, a runner at third base. Here's the pitch from Schooler. It's going to be a tap towards third base. Smith's going to pick it up, fire it over to first base in time for out number 3. And Tigers unable to capitalize on that leadoff walk from Cowart. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Your score, Tigers 1, CBU 0. We come back to UWA Softball Complex. CBU comes back, top of the 3rd inning when we return. All right, welcome back, folks. Top of the third inning, CBU comes to bat. I know it's a little bit late, but we've settled on the fact that Caroline Gross, number 6, went out to play defensively for the Bucks. We'll see when she comes to bat if that's still the case. So Bucks come to bat here, trailing 1-0 in top of the third inning. We're sending up the left-handed hitting Riley Simpson, first baseman, followed by Ashlyn Smith and Josie Bond. Simpson is ahead in the count, 1-0. Simpson also from Illinois. Hannah Minyard on the mound for your Tigers. Minyard with a 2-0 record so far on the year in 29 innings pitched coming into today's game. There's the 2-0 pitch. Now it's 3-0, so Minyard quickly behind 3-0 to the left-handed hitting Riley Simpson. Simpson, a 333 hitter. There's a called strike. Minyard battles back. Simpson taking all the way on that pitch. Simpson with a little bit of power in her bat. She's got 4 hits so far in the year. She lifts that one into center field. Sheffield drop steps. Drifts slightly over to left field and makes the play at the warning track for out number 1. Third baseman Ashlyn Smith is going to be up. Smith is out of Clarksdale, Mississippi. Played at Lee Academy. It's not too far from here. I imagine she probably has some family in the house today, playing a little bit local. First pitch from Minyard is in the dirt for ball 1. Smith, a 353 hitter. Double and triple to her credit. She's going to lift that ball down the right field line. That's going to fall in fair. Nothing you can do. She rounds first hard. Carly McDaniel picks it up. Throws it back into second base. And that's the first hit of the ball game for CBU, breaking up the no-hitter on a ball that just kind of fell in the right field line. Nobody had a chance to make that play. So 1 out, 1 on now for CBU. Your Tigers leading 1-0 in the top of the third inning. Another left-handed hitter, second baseman Josie Bond. Minyard pitch high for ball 1 to Bond. Josie Bond, only 5'3", from Chapel Hill, Tennessee. Bats left, but throws right. As I mentioned, she plays second base for CBU. The pitch outside also. So Minyard once again behind in the count to Bond. After Bond brings up the top of the order. Two and 0 to Bond. Runner at first base and 1 out here. Pitch from Minyard. Just outside. Snap throw to first base. And Smith is back in time. So Minyard's behind 3-0. Just missing. Okay, they're checking to see if she had check swing and there was nothing. Home plate umpire asked umpire out on the bases. They said no. So 3-0. I believe we'll see this pitch right down the middle. See if, nope, inside. All right, it's going to be a walk. So now we got 2 runners on for Christian Brothers. Base hit and a walk. That's now going to bring up the top of the order with Mackenzie Bakel.
Let me just make sure you're not trying to land in here.
Kelsey Gilliam takes a trot out there, trying to settle Minyard down just a little bit. Minyard's working awful fast on the mound. Maybe that's part of the issue there.
He's just hovering. He's looking for an inlet. He's coming at you, Colin.
So two runners on for CBU. 1 out here. Top of the order batting. Your Tigers leading 1-0. As Minyard misses low and inside for ball 1. So far this inning, Minyard's been behind the first batter, giving up a base hit. Walked the next batter on 4 straight pitches. That's going to be ball number 5 in a row for Minyard. Tigers need to stop this right now. There's a runner from third going, and she's going to be safe. Ball goes out in the left field. Fargo on it real quick. It's going to go as a stolen base. So CBU giving Tigers some of their own medicine. As Smith steals third base. I don't think Gilliam was paying much attention to her. The throw was late. Would not have thrown her out. I think Bond just went on the throw afterwards. But needless to say, runners at second and third with 1 out here for CBU. There's a ball in the hands. So Minyard now worked her way to 1-2 count with 1 out, runners on second and third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be a ground ball. Play's coming home, and she's going to be out at the plate. Gilliam throws it down to third wildly. Trammell makes the grab. Smith came home on the ground ball. Fielder's choice by Backel. Not sure that was the best base running opportunity. All runners move up. Bond's going to be at third base on the play. And at first base, it's going to be Backel. So 2 outs now. Runners on first and third. There goes the runner down to 2. The ball is cut by Young. Nothing happening. So runners on second and third once again for CBU. With 2 outs, Minyard on the mound. There's a ground ball going to get to Trammell. Great hop. She's going to go to third with a great throw. What a great throw. Trammell had no play at first base. Thank God Clegg was set up. Trammell threw it right into her glove. And Backel slid right into the tag. Tigers get out of a tough situation.
0-1-0-2.
Tigers going to come to bat at the UWA softball complex, still leading 1-0 when we return. All right, we are back here, bottom of the third inning. Your Tigers leading 1-0. Tigers in a little bit of a jam there last half inning, but we're able to get out of it with no damage done. Tigers up 1-0. Top of the order is going to come to bat here in the third inning. Gilliam, Clegg, and Stambridge. Gilliam stands in. Ooh, that ball hit her in the hands. They're going to give her first base. Maybe not in the hands. I don't know. Yep, it's going to be hit by a pitch, and umpire signals take your base. So now Tigers with something going. Talked a little bit earlier about her ability to run. Gilliam, the leading base stealer for the Tigers with 20. on first base as a leadoff. Never a good thing when you're the defense. It's going to put a lot of pressure on CBU right now as Taylor Clegg stands in. Clegg had a double and scored back in the first inning. And there goes Gilliam. And we might have a pop up to third base. Good thing that ball was hit so high. And Gilliam had a chance to retreat because she was gone on the pitch and Clegg popped it up to third base. Gilliam able to get back to first base without being doubled off.
Number 7, Emery Stanbridge.
Emery Stanbridge struck out back in the first inning. Have to think. Tiger's going to try and put Gilliam in motion once again. Can't keep 20 stolen bases standing on first base. Schooler with the pitch to Stanbridge, and there goes Gilliam. That's going to be a ball that's going to get over the third baseman's head. Gilliam's going to round second base hard. But the ball was hit so weakly, hit right in front of Emery Willingham on the line, that Gilliam's got to go back to second base.
Number 26, LP Treble.
So Tigers got something going here in their half of the third inning. It's going to be a base hit by Stanbridge. Advancing Gilliam to second base, bringing up LP Trammell, the shortstop. Trammell walked in the first inning. So 2 on, 1 out for your Tigers as they lead 1-0. Just a swing and a miss. Not sure what Trammell was chasing there. Looked like she was trying to hit one oppo. No success right there.
Nope. You gonna try to make it?
So Trammell behind in the count, 0-1. Schooler still on the mound for the Bucks. There's a ball in the dirt, and there goes Gilliam to third. She's safe. Gilliam slid into the backside of the bag, and she's safe. Talked a little bit about her speed. There's number 21 on the year for Gilliam. Last year, the Tigers broke a school record for stolen bases, well over 100. I think they're well on their way this year. Tigers already with 3 stolen bases in this game, giving them 51 on the year. So runners on second and third. 1-1 the count with 1 out to Trammell. Base hit, going to score 2 here. If Trammell can find the gap. Pitch is just a little bit high for ball 2. Two and 1 now to Trammell. Your on-deck batter is Hannah Minyard, the pitcher. Opportunity to help herself right here. It's always easier to pitch when you got a couple runs on the board behind you. Trammell squares the bunt, and the suicide was on. Pitch was high and outside. Trammell bunts it foul. So 2-2. Tigers not executing very well today on the bunt. Only had 1 successful sacrifice so far in multiple attempts. Trying to move some runners around is what they're trying to do, and not doing a very good job of it. So Trammell stands in with a 2-2 count, 1 out. A swing and a miss for strike 3. Trammell takes a hack on that one. Should chase something up in the zone for a strikeout. That's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Schooler, and all of them come at a great time with runners on base. And Tigers threatening to score. Pitcher Hannah Minyard is the batter with runners once again on second and third. Minyard struck out her only appearance so far today and falls behind in the count, 0-1. Minyard, a senior, graduated already, started graduate school here at UWA. The 0-1 count is in the dirt. Well, sorry, excuse me, not in the dirt. A little bit low. Catcher tried to bring it up, but it's going to go down as a ball. So 1-1 to Minyard with 2 outs. Stanbridge at second, Gilliam at third. Those are your runners. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Change up just a little bit high for ball 2. Emily Cowart, the designated player, stands in on deck. Hitter's pitch right here. Minyard ahead, 2-1. See if she can do something with it. She pops it up, foul out of play to even the count at 2-2. Tigers just haven't been able to wake their bats up so far today. Only 2 hits so far in the ball game. Have had runners every single inning, but cannot capitalize. Stolen a couple bases, but nothing coming across the plate. The only run scored was on a wild pitch so far. Tigers haven't even driven that run in. 2-2 to Minyard. That's ball 3, high. Minyard showing a little discipline there. So 3-2 to Minyard. And she yaks that one foul. Just a little foul. Count's going to remain 3-2. Looks like the tennis match is over. I see one of our tennis players going to shake that foul ball. See if we can get some results from them. See how the Tigers did against Delta State in the men's and women's tennis matches today. There's ball 4, high and outside of Minyard to load the bases. So good at bat for Minyard there. She's going to jog on down to first base. That loads the bases for Cowart.
Now the West
Cowart walked to lead off the second inning. Was replaced by Carly McDaniel as a as a runner. McDaniel still second, died on third base, Tigers unable to get her home. So 2 outs and the bases loaded here for the Tigers in the bottom of the third inning. Tigers leading 1-0. Schooler on the mound. First pitch into Cowart is high for ball 1. Give you a baseball update here as soon as we get a break in the action. Tigers also playing Christian Brothers in baseball this weekend. Time is called. Schooler taking just a little bit too long to get the signal, I guess. There's ball 2. Catcher Kira Alexander wasn't quite sure about that. Kind of seen the same reaction that we saw from Minyard last inning. Both teams looking at they got some pitches that were strikes but have been called balls, so at least he's consistent behind the plate. 2-0 to Cowart. Bases juiced. There's a strike. Cowart being very patient up there. Gilliam, your runner at third. Stanbridge at second. And Minyard at first. The 2-1 pitch to Cowart is inside for ball 3. Nowhere to put her now. Schooler's going to have to come in with a good pitch. Ain't much else you can do right here. On deck awaits Corey Young, the second baseman for the Tigers. 3-1 pitch. And she gutted it right down the middle, and Cowart took it. So full count, folks, with 2 outs. Runners will be in motion for the Tigers. Bases juiced here. Base hit's going to score several. Minyard's got decent speed at first if Cowart can get this ball in the gap. She lifts that ball in the left field. Willingham's going to jog in and make the play for out number 3. So Tigers waste another golden opportunity, leaving 3 runners on base that inning.
0-1-0-3.
Tigers lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. We come back here to the UWA softball complex. CBU comes to bat in the 4th when we return. All right, welcome back, folks. Top of the fourth inning. CBU going to come to bat. An update from Tart Field. Your Tigers leading, still batting in the bottom of the fifth inning, 5-1 over Christian Brothers. Tigers lost the opening game of that series last night, 7-3, looking to rebound today. So at the plate is going to be number 19, Crockett. We assume she has re-entered the game. We are not getting a lot of information from the home plate umpire.
And who did she come in for?
So Crockett is the batter. First pitch from Minyard is a strike. There's a swing and a miss to Crockett. She's behind the count, 0-2.
Did she enter in? I don't know who the hell she entered in for.
So 0-2 to Minyard. We're still discussing the substitution of Caroline Gross. Umpire has not given us much information. Now we see she's on deck. Originally we thought Caroline Gross was in the game for Savannah Crockett in right field, but apparently she's not, because Crockett is batting in. Willingham is not on deck. There's strike three, swing and a miss for out number one to Crockett. She swung a pitch low in the dirt from Minyard. So we're going to have number 6. Now we're going to have Caroline Gross batting for Willingham.
Playing for the Bucks, number 6, Caroline Gross.
Apologize, folks at home listening, but home plate umpire is not relaying the changes very good to the press box. As Gross swings and misses on that pitch for strike number 1.
I can't enter anything in this inning.
So Minyard ahead in the count, 0-1. There's a pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Caroline Gross, number 6, is the batter. We assume she's batting for Willingham. There's ball 2. Minyard ahead, behind in the count, 2-1 with 1 out. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, as Gross chases that pitch outside for strike 2. The 2-2 pitch that's lifted into right field. McDaniel drops steps, calls for it, and makes the play for out number 2. Designated player, Kate Candies. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Kate Candies.
Now play for the Bucks, number 24, Kate Candies.
It's going to be the batter. Candies flied out to the pitcher back in the second inning. She's going to stand in as a designated player with 2 outs. Still trying to get the lineup squared away here. Make sure live stats are up and running correctly. Apologize for those at home who are following along on live stats. See if at the end of this inning we can't get a lineup from the umpire to know where the changes were. I have a feeling the official score is going to give him a piece of her mind when she gets down there. So 1-0 to Candies inside for ball 2. Your Tigers leading 1-0. Tigers have wasted several opportunities, left 5 runners on so far in the first 3 innings. Left the bases loaded last inning. 2-0 pitch from Minyard is going to get up the middle. Trammell makes the play. Trammell drifts over towards second base on a soft line drive and is able to make the play for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. CBU goes as they batted in the top of the 4th inning. When we return to the UWA softball complex, your Tigers come to bat leading 1-0. All right, folks, we are back. Finally got a clarification
Now the play for
on
West Alabama,
scoring.
number 17, Corey Young.
Caroline Gross went in for the left fielder, but went in to play in right field back in the second inning. And the right fielder went over to left field in the second inning. So I think we got everything squared away now. Only took us a couple innings. Tigers coming to bat in the bottom of the fourth inning. Still leading 1-0. Corey Young is your batter. And she is hit by the pitch. She's going to jog on down to first base. That one caught her in the side of the leg. I don't think it was thrown hard enough to matter. But Schooler, nevertheless, with her second hit batter of the day. So Crockett is now defensively in left field, if I'm correct. And Gross is the right fielder. Looks like we're going to have a runner or a substitution here from UWA. Once again, we apologize for the wrong information. You got a change right here. We got a runner at first base. I guess he's not going to tell you. We're just supposed to know.
What you got? What's the number? I can't see the number. Thank you.
So number 12 is going to be running at first base for Corey Young. Like I said, our official score is going to get after him. That's Kaylee Hunt running at first base. There's a bunt laid down by Sheffield. Pitcher's going to pick it up, throw it over to first base. Hunt's going to move on to second base. So Tigers, Mary Grace Sheffield with a sacrifice for out number 1. Brings up Sarah Fargo. Nope. We're going to, Fargo's going back to the dugout, and we're going to bring out number 19, Lee Beth Stewart. Lee Beth Stewart's going to be the hitter. Let's get her penciled in. The 19's going to run hit for 8. 19 for 8's going to pinch hit. Lee Beth Stewart with a runner at second base and 1 out here in the fourth inning.
Now at the plate for West Alabama, number 19, Leah Beth Stewart.
So Hunt, the pitch runner at second base. Lee Beth Stewart gets the signal. Stewart, a freshman from Greensboro, Alabama. Stewart's got a couple ABs so far this year for the Tigers. There's a legal pitch. It's going to be ball 1. I'm not really sure what she did. Needless to say, here comes the coach for the Buccaneers, Tara Wheeler. She's going to step on out there and see once what that was, telling her what she did, I guess. Lee Beth Stewart's got 3 hits and 10 appearances so far today, or so far this year, hitting .300 for the Tigers. I can see why we made a substitution. Stewart with a double to her credit. Coach DeFeo looking to put a run across the plate here and put a little more pressure on. There's a called strike to Stewart. So 1-1. There's a swing and a miss high for strike 2. So Stewart behind the count, 1-2 from Schooler. She swings and misses right through that one. That's going to be strikeout for out number 2. 4th strikeout on the day for Schooler, and couldn't come at a more inopportune time for the Tigers. Tigers unable to get anything going at the plate. Have had base runners every single inning. Kelsey Gilliam comes to the plate now. Gilliam 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out in the first inning, was hit by a pitch. Hunt with a huge lead out there at second base. Josie Bond comes back in behind her. ball 1 to Gilliam. Clegg, your on deck batter, waiting. Said it again, I'm saying it now. Base hit's going to score a run for the Tigers. They just can't seem to get it done. There's a called strike on the outside corner for strike number 1. So 1-1 to Gilliam. Tigers leadoff batter. Two outs, runner at second base. Another swing and a miss by the Tigers. So Gilliam is behind 1-2 now with 2 outs, and Hunt, the pinch runner, at second base. Tigers just need to put something in play here. Not even challenging the Bucks on defense. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Gilliam. Fouled off. We're going to do it again, folks. Hunt's going to jog back on down to first base. So I'm sorry, second base. Gilliam able to extend this inning. It's going to bring up Taylor Clegg, the third baseman. Clegg, one of the only 2 hits for the Tigers today. The pitch close, but it's going to be a ball. So 2-2 to Gilliam. Hunt, your runner at second base. Getting a big lead. She takes off. She's going to slide in safe at third base. So another stolen base for the Tigers, as Alexander's throw down is not in time. So 3-2 to Gilliam. Talked about her speed earlier, but you can't steal first base. She's going to have to put the ball in play here. Buccaneer defense playing Gilliam to hit it to the left side here. There's ball 4. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, folks, I believe. Oh, she's going to round first. She's going to keep on going to second base and cause some. There's the throw to second. Now Hunt's going to come on home. Now we got a rundown between third. Nobody covering home. Now Gilliam is all the way to third base. Hunt in the rundown. She's safe at third base, and Gilliam's going to slide back into second base. So on the walk, Gilliam continued on to second base and forced a rundown. And all the tossing around, Hunt's still back at third base, and Gilliam is at second base. It's a good thing the scorer don't have to put anything in the book for that one, because I'm not sure who all touched it. Once again, Tigers forcing the issue on the bases. Clegg is your batter, 1 for 2 today. Clegg popped up on a hit and run back in the third inning when Gilliam had got hit by a pitch. Fortunately, it wasn't a double play. So 2 outs and 2 runners on as Clegg takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Tigers with only 2 hits in the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for CBU. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for your Tigers. Tigers have left 5 runners on base so far today. Way too many. The good news is they've had runners on base. They just can't capitalize on it. A little delay here. Umpire's making a note. I'm not really sure why. Defensive timeout. Okay, he's recording that as a timeout. So we are ready to go. Clegg is the batter with runners on second and third. She's ahead in the count. 1-0. Make that 2-0. 2-0 to Schooler. Check between the innings. CBU has some action in the bullpen. I'll let you know if anything develops out of that here as Schooler works here in the 4th inning. He's thrown quite a few pitches, had runners on base every inning. The 2-0 pitch to Clegg. That's going to be lifted into the center field. Oh, and the center fielder misses it. That ball was hit on a rope. She misses it. Clegg's going to leg it out, going to get to third, and she's going to be safe. Safe at third. 2 runs are going to score on that. I'd have to think that's got to be an error. That's going to go as a hit. So Clegg, with her second hit of the day, drives in 2 more runs. And now we're going to have a pitching change, it looks like. So we're going to take a small break here at the UWA Softball Complex while we have a new pitcher warming up. Give you that information when we return. All right, we got the pitching change for the Bucks. Olivia Renta is going to be on the mound. Renta with an 0-1 record, 2.2 innings pitched so far this year. She's going to inherit a runner at third base, being Taylor Clegg, who just tripled and drove in 2 runs. Clegg with 2 RBIs so far today and a run scored. So 2 outs. The batter is going to be Stanbridge to Renta. First pitch from Renta is going to be high and outside for ball 1. Those of you guys scoring at home, Renta is number 17. She's going to be on the lineup. There's ball 2. So Renta's going to go in the lineup here for Emily Schooler. Renta quickly behind in the count, 2-0 with 2 outs and a runner on third base. There's ball 3. Renta is a sophomore out of Birmingham, Alabama. Would have to think she's got some family here today, as Birmingham is only a couple hours away. There's strike 1. So after falling behind 3-0, Renta comes in with a strike. Still behind 3-1 to Stanbridge. Stanbridge with a base hit in her last at-bat. Struck out back in the first inning. Base hit's going to drive in another run here for the Tigers with 2 outs. There's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman, who's going to boot it, pick it up, throw it over to first base, and not in time. So Kira Coulon can't handle the hot shot. It's going to go down as an error for Stanbridge getting on first base. But on the play, Clegg is going to score. He's going to come on home. So Tigers able to push another run across the plate here, take the 4-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. LP Trammell stands in, takes the first pitch for ball 1. Stanbridge, your runner, down at first base with a 2-out ground ball error by the shortstop, allowing Clegg to score. Tigers lead 4-0 now. Inside, ball 2. Minyard on deck for your Tigers. It'll be a little easier going back to the mound with a 4-0 lead, I'm sure. As Renta, pitcher, is on the mound now. She replaced Schooler, who was replaced one batter ago. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Renter, and that's going to get Trammell. Is going to hit that ball off the left field fence. Stanbridge coming all the way around from first to third. Trammell reaches out and takes the outside pitch, drives it all the way to left field off the wall. Stanbridge is going to have to come into third base standing up. So a 2-out double. Tigers bat starting to come alive here in the fourth inning. Still batting with 2 outs and 3 runs already in. Runners on second and third for the Tigers, bringing up Hannah Minyard. Minyard 0 for 1 today with a walk and a strikeout. Like to join the hit parade here. Tigers only with 4 hits in the ballgame, but 4 runs to show for it. Olivia Renter. His first pitch to Minyard is in the dirt. Blocked up nicely by Alexander for ball 1. Trammell, your runner at second. Stanbridge, your runner at third. 3 runs across the plate in the inning so far. There's a called strike to Minyard. On deck awaits Emily Cowart. Minyard, the 8th batter this inning. Tigers have sent to the plate. The 1-1 pitch from Renta. Just misses. Catcher tried to pull that up a little bit. Still going to be a ball. 2-1 now. Today's first game of this 3-game series. Right now, game 1, 4th inning here. Tigers leading 4-0. Called strike on the inside corner, making the count 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Minyard with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Tigers still batting here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch is just a little bit outside. Renter thought she had her, but pitch was too far out. So Minyard takes the count to full count once again. Last time in the 3rd inning, full count, she was able to walk. See what she does here. A pitch from Renter. It's going to be another walk for Minyard. So Minyard back-to-back walks in her 2 plate appearances. Last 2 innings. It's going to load the bases for the Tigers. Minyard at first, Trammell at second, and Stanbridge at third, all with 2 outs. 9th batter of the inning, Emily Cowart comes to the plate. Cowart walked back in the 2nd inning and flew out to left field with bases loaded last inning. I say that hoping that the jinx will change for her. See if we can drive some runs in here. Bust this thing open. Cowart came into the day hitting only 182. But does have a little power. Has hit a home run and 2 doubles. So now would be a good time for another one of those. As Renta, his first pitch to Cowart is a called strike. Nowhere to put Cowart. Base hit's going to score a couple here for the Tigers. Buccaneers playing Cowart straight away. Ball knocked up in the dirt. Alexander got in front of that nicely. 1-1 is your count. Renta checks the sign, checks her wristband. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High, ball 2. So Renta facing the 4th batter since entering the game. Got a ground ball to Stanbridge, but the shortstop booted it, then gave up a double and a walk, and that's where we stand right now with bases loaded. Cowart at the plate, ahead in the count 2-1. That misses outside for ball 3. So Renta behind in the count 3-1. Nowhere to put Cowart as the bases are juiced. Corey Young on deck. The 3-1 pitch to Cowart. That's going to be high, ball 4. So Renta's going to walk in a run with her second walk in a row. Everybody moves up a base. The Tigers get another one across the plate here on the walk.
Number 17, Corey Young.
So now we got a pitching change.
17 back in.
We're going to take a small break. We've got a bunch of defensive changes. See what happens here. All right, welcome back, folks.
All right, here we go.
Tigers bases loaded. 4 runs across already here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We have our second pitching change of the inning. First of all, for the Tigers, Corey Young is going to re-enter. Corey Young had led this inning off, hit by pitch. Hunt had run for her. She now stands back in. The pitcher is going to be number 9, Kelsey Worm. Worm makes her first appearance of the year. I do not show her on the stat sheet anywhere. Worm is a left-handed pitcher from Sacramento, California, senior for the Bucks. Played at Folsom Lake College, and she hits the batter. So for the second time this inning, Corey Young is going to be on compliments of hit by pitch, and everybody's going to move up a base for the Tigers. So we got another. So Tigers going to send up a. We got a substitution here for.
Now the play for West Alabama, number 24, Riley Sullivan.
So Riley Sullivan is going to pinch hit for Mary Grace Sheffield here in the 4th inning. Sullivan will be the batter. Sullivan comes into the game, having 17 at-bats so far in the year with 4 hits, hitting .235 for the Tigers. She takes the first pitch for a called strike.
Is that what we're at? 24 for 20, right?
24 for 20 is the substitution for the Tigers. She's going to cue ball that up. First baseman's got to go get it. Second baseman is able to grab it. We're still waiting. No signal. He's going to call her safe. He's going to call her safe and off the bag. So umpire calls Riley Simpson for not being on the bag. Sullivan had cued that ball off. Now we're going to get a timeout from Wheeler, the head coach. She's going to march out there to the umpire. First base umpire kind of looked a little bit confused, looked at the home plate umpire who signaled nothing. And now she's going to go over and ask. First base umpire finally indicated that Simpson was not on the bag. He's going to come over and ask the home plate umpire. If the play stands, another run's going to come across the plate for the Tigers. Not really sure. Minyard scored on that. Let's see what we got here.
Who fielded that ball? Second baseman? First base? The pitcher.
Now we have the third base umpire over there, everyone discussing it. we do not have the ability for instant replay here at our level. They're going to call her safe. So Tiger's going to have a run. I guess
Call that error on the throw. Do we not go into first base?
it's going to have to be an error because he ruled that she has pulled off the bag.
On E1 on the throw.
I think that it was actually the second baseman that picked that up. It got by the pitcher.
Okay.
So that was an E4. Got by the pitcher. So Tiger's going to put another run across the plate there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs this inning. Everybody moves up one base. And Lee Beth Stewart, who had entered as a pinch hitter in the 4th inning, is now back up again in the 4th inning. She is the 12th batter of the inning for the Tigers. Tigers leading 7-0 now, still with only 4 hits in the ballgame. On the mound is Worm, left-handed pitcher. First pitch in from her is a strike. I go back to Anna Marie Stanbridge's at bat with 2 outs, and the pitching change was made, and the shortstop booted the ball, which would have been out number 3. But consequently, Tigers have been able to tack on a few more runs, compliments of a hit and a couple walks, hit batter, and an error. The wheels are coming off for the Bucks right now. Could have been out of the inning a long time ago. 7-0 your score here. Tigers leading 1-1 count to Lee Beth Stewart with 2 outs, and the base is still loaded. Left-handed pitching Worm is on the mound. She falls behind 2-1 to Stewart. Gilliam, the top of the order, will come back again. Two-one pitch from Worm. Swung on and fouled back to even the count. Tigers only with 4 base hits in the game. A triple, a double, and a single is where we stand. If I'm looking at my scorecard correctly.
Home run away from the circle.
There you go. Tigers need a home run right here. Then they will have hit for the cycle, I guess. That pitch is outside, so another full count from the Bucks. Runners will be in motion as the count is 3-2 with 2 outs. Nowhere to put her. So Lee Beth Stewart batting for the 2nd time as a pinch hitter in this inning. That doesn't happen often, folks. She fouls that one off. She's going to get another chance. Left-handed pitching Worm came inside on the hands to Stewart. Stewart able to muscle it off the handles for a foul ball. So we're going to do it again. 3-2. 2 outs. Bases juiced for the Tigers. Tigers leading 7-0. And that ball's lifted high into center field. Center fielder Bakel calls it off in right center and makes the play. Finally, for out number 3 in the inning.
You might want this line.
Tigers able to put up 6 runs in the inning. We'll have a couple changes here.
2 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on.
Tigers put up 6 runs on 2 hits. There were 2 errors in the inning and left 3 runners on. Tigers lead 7-0 as the Bucks come to bat in the top of the 5th inning when we return to the UWA softball complex. Welcome back, folks. Top of the 5th inning, Bucks come to bat. Trailing 7-0 here. Coulon, Simpson, and Smith will be the batters. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Bucks on the day. 7 runs, 4 hits, no errors for your Tigers. Hannah Minyard on the mound. Minyard came in after the 4th inning, only leading 1-0, and goes back out in the 5th, 7-0. That's got to be a relief as a pitcher. Tigers finally able to capitalize on some mistakes. Still haven't put the ball in play. Many hits, that's for sure. As Minyard is behind 3-0 to Coulon as we work here in the 5th inning. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's ball 4. So 4 straight pitches. And Minyard gives it right back to him on a walk.
Now the play for the Bucks, number 18, Riley Simpson.
First baseman, left-handed hitting Riley Simpson flew out to center field to lead off the 3rd inning. Is going to be the batter. Coulon, the shortstop at first base, is the runner. Simpson's first pitch in there is for a called strike. Minyard on the mound, started the game for the Tigers. It's gone the distance so far. There goes the runner, and it's fouled off out of play. Hit and run was on. Simpson in the hole now, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Minyard. The check swing in the dirt. It's going to be a ball. So 1-2 is the count. Runner goes. Throw down to second base. Not going to be in time. That's going to be a stolen base for Coulon. It's Coulon's 3rd stolen base of the year. Putting a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Simpson, your batter, 1-2 is her count. Excuse me, 2-2. Ground ball right between Stanbridge's legs, and Corey Young there to make the play. Boy, Stanbridge got away with one there, didn't she? She can't even get an assist on that. That's going to be out at first base. 4 unassisted at first base. Coulon advances to 3rd on the ground out. Bringing up Ashlyn Smith, the 3rd baseman. Smith with the first hit of the day, only hit of the day for the Bucks back in the 3rd inning, was cut down at the plate trying to score. She lifts that ball into center field. Sheffield gives chase, and it's going to be off the bottom of the wall. 1 run is in. Stand-up double right there for Smith. So Bucks with a run now on the board. Their first run of the day. They are not going away by any means. Battling up there, bringing up Josie Bond, the 2nd baseman. So 1 on, 1 out, and 1 in so far for the Bucks. There's a line shot right past LP Trammell. Fargo picks it up, throws it in. Runner's going to go to second base. A snap throw. No play there. Good base running by Bond. On the throw that came in, Tigers did a great job getting it in quick, but Bond with a base hit and goes right on to second base. Smith had to stop at 3rd base. So just like that, Tigers fortunate to have 1 out in the ball game here in this inning, as the Bucks have come out swinging here in the top of the 5th inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd for the Bucks. Bringing up the top of the order, Mackenzie Bakel. Bakel on She grounded out back in the first and got on by a fielder's choice. She takes a called strike from Minyard. Minyard, the pitcher of record so far for the Tigers. No action in the bullpen that we can see. Tigers going to go with Minyard, the 7-1 lead. There's strike two. So Minyard working both sides of the plate to Bakel. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Key out right there for the Tigers. That's going to be a strikeout for Minyard. Only her second of the day, but couldn't come at a better time. Top of the order still bats is Kara Alexander, the catcher. With runners on second and third, is going to stand in. She's got 2 outs. Minyard dealing now, ball 1. Update from Tart Field. Tigers now leading 10-2 with 2 outs and a runner on second base in the bottom of the 7th inning, still batting. Trying to even that series in the first game of the doubleheader today. The changeup from Minyard for a strike. So 1-1 is the count to Alexander. The left fielder Crockett is going to be on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Minyard's dealing now. Heading the count 1-2. Minyard gave up a leadoff walk. That walk came back to score, as they always do. One and two, Minyard ahead with 2 outs, 2 runners on. That ball gets by. Ball hits something in the dirt, kicks up, gets by Gilliam. On the play, both runners are going to advance. So a second run's going to come across the plate here for the Bucks this inning. Tigers now lead 7-2. Two-two the count to Alexander. There's going to be a slow tap. Trammell picks it up, throws it over to first on the run for out number 3. So Tigers able to get out of it.
2-2-0-1. For the Bucks, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors.
Tigers are going to come to bat when we return. Bottom of the 5th inning, try and get these runs back. Your Tigers lead 7-2 when we return. Welcome back to the UWA softball complex. Janet Montgomery on the call today. Your Tigers leading 7-2 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Christian Brothers able to put 2 across the plate in their half of the 5th inning. On the mound for Christian Brothers, it's going to be their 3rd pitcher of the day, Kelsey Worm. Worm relieved Renta last in the inning, who had relieved Schooler in the same inning. Kelsey Gilliam is going to be the batter, lead off the inning here for the Tigers. Gilliam grounded out back in the 1st inning, got hit by a pitch in the 3rd and walked in the 4th. 0 for 1 on the day for Gilliam. Tiger catcher at the plate. She's going to ground that ball. Second baseman's going to pick it up, bobble it. Josie Bond got there in time, but bobbled it just enough. The speedy Gilliam is on the base. It's going to go down as an E4.
Now at the plate for West Alabama, number 6, Taylor Clegg.
Talked a little bit earlier today about Gilliam's speed on the bases. She stole one earlier. Back in the third inning, 21 stolen bases on the year so far to lead the Tigers. Not the position that Christian Brothers wanted to be in after coming in and scoring 2 runs to get a couple back. So Taylor Clegg with a double and a triple today. There goes Gilliam, first pitch. It's almost like a broken record, folks. You know she's going. It's going to be a stolen base. I think it's ball 1. We got so wrapped up in the runner, nobody's paying attention to the umpire. So 1-0 the count to Clegg. Clegg's been the leading hitter so far for the day. 2 hits of the 4 for the Tigers. And there she lifts that one into right field. Gilliam back on the bag tag. She's going to tag, take off her third base. Throw is wide at third base, and Gilliam slides in, advancing on that out to right field by Clegg. So with a runner on third base and 1 out, Anna-Marie Stanbridge is going to stand in for the Tigers. Stanbridge had a base hit back in the third inning. Tigers unable to get her around home. Got on in the fourth by an error, which would have been the 3rd out of the inning. That led to a couple more runs scored. She rips that one foul. Stanbridge got ahead of that one just a little bit, ripped it down the third base line foul. So the count to Stanbridge is going to be 0-1. Tigers leading here 7-2 as they bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch is low to Stanbridge to even the count at 1-1. Same 2 teams are going to play a second game today, probably 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. That'll be game 2 of the series. Tomorrow they'll conclude the 3rd game at 1 o'clock here at the UWA Softball Complex as Stanbridge lifts that ball. That's going to get all the way to the fence in right center field. Gilliam's going to score. Stanbridge coming around second base. She's going to have a stand-up double and an RBI. So Stanbridge with her second hit of the day, driving in Gilliam. Tigers able to get one back after they gave 2 away in their top half of the 5th inning. Eight runs across the plate, but only 5 hits on the day for the Tigers. Tremont files that one off. Tigers have been issued 6 walks so far by the pitching staff from the Bucks. And the Bucks have hit 3 batters, so that's 9 free batters the Tigers have got on base today with no effort. Compliments of Christian Brothers. Tremel 0-1 is going to lift that ball into right field. Right fielder backs up. Nope, off of her glove. Stanbridge had to wait on it. Tremel's going to come into second base and hold. Stanbridge comes around third. There's going to be a play at the plate. No, not in time.
Going F9 on that?
E9?
Yeah, E9, sorry.
Scorekeeper had an F9 and there was no ball caught. So we're going to go E9 on that. That ball landed in the right fielder's glove, but then she dropped it at the fence. Regardless on the play, Stanbridge would have advanced to third for sure. Not sure if she would have scored. So they're just like that on these 2 errors committed by Christian Brothers in this bottom of the 5th inning. The Tigers were able to get the 2 runs back that they gave away. Now lead 9-2 with a runner on second base and only 1 out. Christian Brothers taking a defensive conference here. Head coach Tara Wheeler having a discussion with the third base umpire, not really sure why. Wheeler in her first season with the Buccaneers. Assistant coach Amber Chambers in her 5th season with Christian Brothers. So Hannah Minyard, starting pitcher today for the Tigers. Base hit right here. It's going to end the ball game if Tremel's able to score. Minyard can get out of this right now and not go back out there. Takes care of her business at the plate here. Here's the pitch from Worm. That's going to be in there for a called strike. So far today, Minyard has struck out in the first inning and walked in the third and fourth inning. Cowart is on deck for the Tigers with only 1 out and 1 on and 2 already in here in the fifth inning. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. As Coolin's going to pick it up, fire over to 1. Trammell's going to advance to third base on the play. But Minyard's going to be out 6-3 at first base. Bringing up Emily Cowart. Cowart's walked twice today and flew out with bases loaded. Twice now, Cowart's come to the plate with bases loaded. Back in the third, she flew out to end the inning. And in the fourth, she took a walk. RBI on that play. So 9-2 is your score as Cowart swings and misses. Oh, sorry, he called that a foul tip. Regardless, catcher caught it. So 2 out, 2 in so far for your Tigers. Tigers leading 9-2 as they bat in the bottom of the fifth inning. Kelsey Worm on in relief for the Bucks. There's another pitch in there for Cowart. She's behind 0-2 now. Update from Tartfield. Your Tigers still lead bottom of the eighth inning 10-2. The 0-2 pitch to Cowart is high, ball 1. Corey Young on deck, second baseman. If Cowart's able to extend the inning and not score Trammell. Kelsey Worm gets the sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Worm. Cowart lifts it out of play, foul. Count's going to remain 1-2. Worm came back in the game in the fourth inning. So this is her first appearance on the year from what we can tell on the stat sheet. Don't have any other information on her as Bucks have only played 9 games. Cowart reaches out in front of that one, gets ahead of it and puts it down the third baseline, foul. Still behind in the count 1-2 here as she battles with 2 outs and a runner on third base. Trammell would be the winning run for the Tigers. 8-run rule would be in effect. The bottom of the fifth inning, that would be the ball game. Tigers are fortunate enough to get Trammell home. The 1-2 pitch from Worm to Cowart. Outside, ball 2. Cowart, good eye at the plate, not chasing anything high and away. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Worm. And Cowart's going to lift that into right field, and Caroline Gross is going to make the play for out number 3. So Tigers unable to capitalize and get Trammell home. So we're going to play another inning, folks. We're going to come back to the UWA softball complex. Your Tigers leading 9-2 when we return. Top of the 6th inning here. Christian Brothers comes to the plate. Not really sure what head coach Tara Wheeler is still complaining about down there. We suspect that she's complaining about the score, which was something that happened way back in the 3rd inning. The force out was made at third base, so the run does not count coming across the plate because they were in the infield, so we're not really sure. Same situation just happened with the Tigers, and they didn't get the run. So at one point in time, the home plate umpire had indicated up here that we had the score wrong. We have not changed it, and he has not looked back up here. So we're going to go with that. So at the plate is going to be Savannah Crockett, the left fielder now. She's behind in the count 1-2. Two and two is the count. So Minyard on the mound, leading 9-2. Crockett at the plate, 0 for 2 today. On deck will be Caroline Gross, the right fielder. Crockett started in right, moved to left. She's going to hit a ground ball. High hop to Trammell, who comes up firing. Strandbridge with a great stretch over at first base for out number 1. Trammell got a great hop on that second hop. Came up nice and easy to her. She's able to make the backhanded play, fire over to 1.
Now to play for the Bucks, number 6, Caroline Gross.
And we have out number 1 here in the 6th inning. Brings up right fielder Caroline Gross. Gross came into the game back in the 2nd inning. 0 for 2 on the day. Hits a one hopper to Trammell. Picks it up, throws over to first base once again. Stanbridge makes the play for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down real quickly here in the top of the 6th inning for the Bucks. Minyard dealing. Now trying to get to the end of this ball game. Designated player Katie Candies is the batter with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch from Minyard is high for ball 1. Candies is out of Slidell, Louisiana. Sophomore for the Bucks. The pitch is outside from Minyard for a ball. Counts 2-0 to Candies. Minyard got 2 quick outs here. Now she's falling behind 2-0 to Candies. The ground ball to Trammell. One hop, backhand. She picks it up, throws it over to first base. And that's going to be out number 3. So all 3 outs by Trammell at shortstop. Tigers going to come to bat, leading 9-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning when we return to the UWA softball complex. We are back to the UWA softball complex. Got a little clarification from Coach DeFeo, who's talking now to the third base umpire. She said they're saying that the ball was the runner back in the third inning crossed the plate. Does not matter. The third out was made on the batted ball, so the run from an infield ground ball at a base other than first does not count as a run scored. Those of you that are at home and know the game will know that. So let's hope the Tigers score 2 on a home run, and then it's not going to be irrelevant, and we're going to have a fight here with the home plate umpire. Can't say I'm real impressed with the umpire situation today. It's not been real vocal with the press box to know what was going on, which is why there's some confusion 3 innings later. But back to the ball game, folks. Corey Young is your batter here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Tigers. As she fouls that one off. Count's going to be 1-2 to Young. Young has been hit by the pitch twice today and had a sacrifice bunt, so no plate appearances to her name so far. Kelsey Worm on the mound for the Bucks. There's a swing and a miss. That's going to be strike 3 for Young. Number 8 hole hitter, Mary Grace Sheffield. The center fielder for the Tigers is your batter. Sheffield 0-1 today, lined out to the pitcher and then had a sacrifice bunt. It's her first at-bat against Worm. The pitch is inside to her for ball 1.
You gonna start complaining about that in the 5th inning?
So 1-0 to Sheffield. That makes 2-0 on that outside pitch. 9 runs, 5 hits, no errors for your Tigers. 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for the Bucks. The 2-0 pitch, that's lifted high and in the air. Right fielder, Gross, calls for it. She makes the play for out number 2. Left field, Sarah Fargo is going to come to the plate. Fargo's only been at the plate 1 time today. Grounded out to the third baseman back in the 2nd inning. In the 4th inning, Fargo was pinch hit for. Lee Beth Stewart pinch hit. Tigers had batted around, so actually Stewart got 2 ABs in that inning before Fargo was re-entered defensively. So Fargo's still looking for her first collegiate at-bat as we came into the game today. Fargo's only had 4 ABs so far on the year. Be a good time right now to get that first at-bat, first base hit. There's going to be a ball to the third baseman. Smith picks it up, throws it over to first base, and it's dug out of the dirt by Simpson. For out number 3.
For the Tigers, no runs, no hits.
So in the inning, Tigers go 3 up, 3 down for the first time today. We come to the top of the 7th inning. Bucks last chance, trailing 9-2 here at the UWA softball complex. All right, here we go, folks. Top of the 7th inning, your Tigers leading 9-2. Last chance for the Bucks. Bucks going to send up Coulon, Simpson, and Smith unless we have some pinch hitters in the game. And we'll report those as they come in. Coulon, 0 for 1 today. Walked and scored back in the 5th inning, the first run for the Bucks of the day. There's a check swing, and are we going to look down there? We're going to ask, was that a strike? He's going to ask him. Said, no, it was not. So that's going to be ball number 1.
The girl goes all the way
So, Minyard behind in the count on the check swing, 1-0. There's a strike called, even the count. Update from Tartfield and the baseball action. Tigers still batting in the bottom of the 8th inning with bases loaded and 2 outs. And are leading 11-2. Tigers have pounded out 17 hits in the game so far. Trying to even that series in the second game of the series. Oh, make that 12-2. Tigers still batting. Minyard has just hit the leadoff batter in the foot. So Coulon is going to jog on down to first base. So with nobody out, top of the 7th inning, Bucks have their first batter.
18, Riley Simpson.
Riley Simpson, the first baseman, 0 for 2 today. Fly out to center field and a ground out over to first base are her only 2 plate appearances. Bucks with 3 hits so far in the game. As the left-handed hitted Simpson, slap hitter at that, or attempted to slap hit. It's a ball 1. There goes the runner. And Simpson taps it foul. Count's going to be 1-1 now to Simpson. Coulon, the runner, had taken off on the play. Coulon stole a base back in the 5th inning when she had walked. Scored later on. There's a ball in the dirt. That bounces up high, almost got out of the backstop. Don't see that often, folks. I think it hit the front of the plate. So in the wild pitch, Coulon's going to jog on down to second base. And Minyard's behind in the count, 2-1. There's a pitch that misses on the outside. So 3-1. Minyard, all she's got to do is get 3 outs. She is struggling here. So Tigers have a 7-run lead in the top of the 7th inning. That ball's lifted into, that ball's going to get all the way to the wall. Hits the bottom of the wall. Sheffield picks it up. And Simpson's going to pull into second base with a leadoff double. And Coulon's going to score on the play. So Bucks not done yet. Long way to go, folks, but the Bucks have now put another run across the plate. They trail 9-3 here in the 7th inning, excuse me. Coach DeFeo is going to make a trip to the mound. I don't know yet. We're going to have a pitching change here. So we're going to take a small break and be right back when we return to the UWA softball complex. All right, couple changes here, folks, as we play the top of the 7th inning. On the mound now for the Tigers is going to be Eleanor DeBlock. She's 2-1 on the year in 5 innings pitched. She inherits a runner out at second base with nobody out and 1 run already across for the Bucks. I'm told it's DeBlock's birthday today, so happy birthday to her. Running at second base, it's going to be number 2, Anna Ramo. Can't say that name, I apologize. It's got a pronunciation. Ramijo is her name. I think that's correct. She is the runner at second base. First pitch in from DeBlock is for called strike to Ashlyn Smith, the third baseman. Tigers trying to get 3 outs and get out of this game here. That ball is hit off the fist. Trammell calls for it, and that's going to be out number 1. DeBlock came inside on the hands to Smith, able to get the out. 9-hole hitter Josie Bond, the second baseman. Had a walk and a base hit in the game so far. Bond with a big RBI. So 1 in, 1 on, and 1 out as the Tigers play defense here in the bottom or top of the 7th inning. Pitch from DeBlock is outside and in the dirt to the left-handed hitting Josie Bonds for ball 1. Final from Tart Field. Tigers win 12-2. That's a 10-run rule for baseball. So that evens that series at 1 game apiece. They will play game 3, probably 30 minutes following the completion of the game that just got over. Swing and a miss by Bond from the right-hand pitching, DeBlock. Block with a little bounce in her step today. I guess she's another year older and is feeling it. 1-1 with 1 out to DeBlock. The runner at second base. Pinch running. Your Tigers leading 9-3. Ball tap foul by the slap hitting Bond to put her in the hole, 1-2. After Bond, the top of the order, Mackenzie Bakel will be awaiting her turn, provided we don't see any pinch hitters come in. DeBlock not in a save opportunity at this time. 1-2 the count. That ball is tap foul. So the count remains 1-2 to Josie Bond. Bucks with 4 hits in the game, Bond with 1 of them. The 1-2 pitch from Eleanor DeBlock. It's popped up, foul again. Block staying away from the hitter, left-handed hitter. So we're going to do it again. Conclusion of this game, folks, we're going to have the second game of the doubleheader, probably 30 minutes or so following the game. The 1-2 pitch from DeBlock. That's going to get to second. Ooh, right field. Carly McDaniel. Thought there was going to be a collision at second base there. McDaniel was playing so close to Corey Young. Had her played perfectly for out number 2. So now we're going to have a pinch hitter here. It's going to be number 30. He's going to stand in for the Bucks. Kylie Burks is the batter. She's going to pinch hit here with 2 outs and a runner on. 1 run in here in the 7th inning. Burks, a .500 hitter, has had 8 at-bats on the year and 4 hits so far, one of those being a home run. Not a bad statistic, if you ask me. She stands in with 2 outs. See if DeBlock can't get her to sit down in this game. First pitch to Burks. It's high and outside for ball one. Tigers trying to close out this game here. Move on to game two. Just a little bit over 2 hours we've been playing. Here's the 1-0 pitch from DeBlock. And she hits her. Well, guess not. They're going to call that a foul ball. Must have hit her hand on the bat. That's going to be strike one. It's unfortunate. It's part of the rules, though. The ball hit her hand while her hand was in contact with the bat. That's a strike. So 1-1 is the count to Burks. With 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Your Tigers leading 9-3. Swing and a miss. Tigers 1 strike away from game 1 of this series. The block ahead, 1-2 with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Christian Brothers able to put a run across the plate earlier in the inning. Down to their last strike. Callie Burks is the batter. Here's the 1-2 pitch from DeBlock. And that's lifted in left field. Minyard's going to give chase. That's going to be out number 3, folks. Tigers win. So your Tiger softball team, 9-3 victors here today. In game 1, Tigers record is going to move to 12-4, 5-6-1 in the conference. Christian Brothers falls to 3-7, 0-4 in conference. Second game of this doubleheader is going to probably about 30 minutes from now. We'll be back on the air here, bringing you the call from the UWA softball complex.